This is still very dark. It's a lot lighter on the cap, and it may look like it, but I guess when it's wet it's darker. But you can see that's how it's going to look when it's clear, because it's wet right now on that one. Kind of cool. I kind of just put it on that thing there. I tightened it, tightened that part in there. I sprayed this. You can see it's mostly dry, so it's getting flat. Still a little wet there. And I painted this, and I painted this guy. A little hard to tell the detail, but this is going to actually look really good because now, yeah, with the light you can actually see all the clear coat. I mean the metallic, and when you clear coat it, it's really going to bring it out then. But it's going to need some more coats of this. But it's looking pretty awesome, I must say. Definitely helped finishing it properly. This other piece here was I just barely sanded it. It really didn't seem like it changed much, and it's still kind of shiny, in fact, so I think it kind of pulled the clear coat out. Oh well, I'll do it again. Second coat. And it'll dry flat, kind of like how this is drying. And then I'll clear coat and it'll look similar to what it is when it's wet. Well, clear coat sucked. I got fucking marks. I don't remember hitting it. So I think it was just lower and it had paint reaction and the other paint didn't stick. It looks like it's a little thin there. I'm like, I didn't flip it over because it was on the vise and all that other shit was in there, but now I'm like standing it up. Fucking drips everywhere. See, look. See the drip mark? Fucking horrible. I had to repaint this because it toppled over, but this is not clear coated. I'm really thinking I gotta re-fucking spray everything and maybe not even do the clear coat. It looks so orange peely, you know. I should try to get like maybe go to a real paint supply, and because I love the color. The color came out great. The metallic is great, but I almost should have just left it flat. And it really wasn't that flat. It was like satin, but oh well, live and learn. Now I gotta sand it when it cures. Well, all those other videos I was actually sending it to a friend, but I talked to the guy on Nostolium, and basically he said I waited too long to put the clear coat. Meanwhile, it says an hour that you can re-put it, but apparently as soon as it's dry, because that's pretty much when I did it, maybe I waited another 5 or 10 minutes after that, and I had given this a couple of coats before, but you know, I only had one can, so I ran out. I don't know if I need more. I gotta get better lighting, but now I gotta wait. You have to wait 48 hours to do a second coat if you don't recoat it within an hour. So that's kind of funny, but the clear coat, I don't know if I took pictures of it, but it was horrible. It basically fish-eyed right away, and I kept putting more, and it got worse, and I basically had to take it all down to bare metal again. So not quite happy with that, and it took forever. And basically, this is how everything looked. It was pretty clean. I had everything down to bare metal, so I'm gonna probably actually paint the motor the brown too. This brown, by the way, it's called chestnut something or other. I tried this one first because I thought it looked close. Oil rubbed bronze. It ain't that. It was way too dark. And all these colors there look much. I don't want to say much, but definitely darker than the top. Actually, when you can tell, this it's called flat chestnut. So it's flat, but it doesn't actually look that flat. This I never put clear on it because of everything that was happening. I was like, wait a minute, this don't look flat to me. It's like satin. It's not too bad, so I just might leave it, and I'll wait 2 days to give it a coating. This is that bracket that I made. It's hard to paint, so it's probably not perfect, but not a huge deal. And like I said, I think I'm going to end up painting this brown. That way you don't see it as much under the dashboard. But it really did look kind of good when I first started spraying it. Actually, the video that showed, or the if it wasn't a video, I think it was a picture. I forget, but it had you know, the picture of when it looked wet. It was really nice because the metallic really stands out then. This was going to look so good in the car, and I'm probably going to paint all the dash and the trim pieces this way instead of that faux wood that they painted, which is really an an artist's job, not me. But this came out pretty darn good. It would be just so much better if I can clear coat it. I don't know if I can trust the guy where this thing works, because it says covers twice as much, but it's like, it did seem like an extra amount of paint was coming out. I mean, it's 40 degrees today, and even it said 40 degrees. But in the garage, sometimes it gets, colder. But I had the heat going for a while, and it's pretty toasty in here, but nothing crazy. I shut it off though when I started painting, and like I said, it's pretty good. Hopefully, I didn't miss any spots. I'm gonna put a light on here. Hang on. When the light hits it, it really pops. It really doesn't seem that flat. So, and this color right here, it looks pretty close to the original, I would say. Because this is the pipe, the section of this is the section of pipe I cut out of the thing. Should have cleaned it before I test painted it, but this is the original brown. This is that darker color, that oil rubbed bronze. And then you could see, like up to here, that's painted with the color I have now. See right there, it gets dark. It's really hard to see. Actually, I should probably turn off the light now. So this was, I should have cleaned this up, but right there, that's pretty dark. That though looks just like it. And then you'll see the scratches come. Right there's the metallic. It don't look bad at all, So for Home Depot paint, it's pretty darn good. And truthfully, it's not like the column was shiny that much, but I just like the look, But I don't know how scratched up this is going to be. You really don't see this, So I'm not even sure about, putting a second coat on it. It's going to really matter. This is the thing that really, needs to be taken care of. And the edge of this, I was painting everything. And then this is the other piece. Right here, I got it standing up here. I hit both of those were brake cleaner because the paint's all in the nooks and crannies there and the crappy welds. That you won't see, thank God. I think I painted this one with the other color yesterday, and I painted it today, so I can't remember. No, I think it was bare metal today. That's right. I never got to painting it yesterday. But that looks pretty good, Very few flaws, if any. And these bushings, you can't get them. I'm looking everywhere. This is a bushing that's metal on the outside and cork on the inside. And it's a little worn. I don't think this one is much. It looks like the top is worn there. If you look, it would be pay to like take it out and put it 180 degrees. It was so hard to tell because there was other junk in there. But I popped it out of here. This I sandblasted. Walnut shell, whatever I got. And this is the thing. It looks like a ring. And you can tell it's cork. It's cork in there. And actually fits on the shaft relatively well. I don't know why they make them two different sizes. That makes no sense. But I might just have to send it back in. I may just use a layer of paint on it and then lube it where the paint is. That way it gets a little bit tighter. Like I said, the biggest issue I had was the shaft going in and out over here. So I'll probably try to have somebody hold it and send it this way while I'm tightening the other end, and it probably shouldn't move. If I have this all the way up against this guy over here, because that's basically the way it is. It's on that side, and then it pushes up against right here, where the threads go. Yeah. So I think it's going to come out okay. The sand blasted okay. I missed a few spots. That's not good. All right, there we go. Hit it again. Sandblaster stinks. Yeah, I should have popped it out and measured it, but like they don't really have this size. It's a weird size. It measures two different sizes because it's not really straight. They list things for like a 41. They don't list it for the 40. I was just trying this aluminum bushing because that's what I thought it was at first. And I'm like, wow, this is really something meant for this. And then I realized the same thing is in that directional housing. So it ends up being I measured wrong and I was off. I did 2732s. It looks like it's 7/8. You know, I was stupid. I was trying to guess it because I put a socket in it that was tight and then I measured it. It was a stupid way to do it. Really stupid. Anyway, yeah, on the inside, I measured it to be 9/16, or a little under, like technically 14 millimeter. So this one here is like 1532s, or I think it's 1532s, which is almost like 15 millimeter, but it doesn't go on. So I don't know if they sent me the wrong one or what. To waste the $10. I'm not going to return it. So that's basically it. And I have a feeling that even though it's an aluminum bushing, it probably would have some kind of binding. I think this is probably the best, but you know, I think I've said it before in other videos. The guy who designed the car knows more about cars than me or you. So if you take his idea and mess with it, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but you definitely have consequences. You know, but this, I wish they made this, you know, whether they put some kind of neoprene in its place. You know, I was thinking about a roller bearing. It's weird size because I measured to be like 555 or something like that, you know, on the inside, and then the outside it appears to be 7/8. What I have to measure it with ain't really that great, you know. I have to use a micrometer because this guy, battery's dead and the thing got lost. So I'll measure it with this, and I'll take the micrometer and measure it if I'm really trying to be more precise. But I was just looking, and there's not much options, and nobody really knows what the hell it is. Even the guys that have the Buick parts, they have no idea what this is, not a clue. So I can't help it if the people who sell the parts don't know what I'm talking about, or if they only cater to 41 and up. This is a 40, and that's a problem for them. So I'm gonna let my battery charge. I killed 3 batteries, and once I charge at least 2, then I'll put the other one tomorrow. And that's it. It's actually looking pretty good again. This is how it looked before, you know. And hopefully it doesn't have any drips. And if I have to repaint it, like I said, I gotta wait 48 hours. That's what they say. So I'll be back on Friday to paint this. In other news, I'm working on the Celebrity, which I'm not really filming because that's a lot of cursing. Linkage seal on a 125 tranny. I'm just one of those guys that, like, if I realize it's something so hard to work on a car, that I will like, I have the power booster out. It's funny though, after doing all this, and I left out the freaking heat shield, and this basically had like maybe 3/4 of an inch or a ½ inch at least of insulation. But now I realize once all the new motor mounts are in, I have so much more room on this side that I did not have before. And I think it was mainly this back mount was squashed, but they really weren't blown up per se. But it definitely seems to be a lot more room here than I did, because I couldn't even put a fingernail behind that motor. I'm curious how my old videos look. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, I bought the new switch for that. I changed every seal on this transmission except for the front seal because I didn't pull out the tranny. But right there, I had a hell of a time with that. That was crazy, and it's all nice and clean now. And that's where the seal goes. But the old seal was kind of like the inside, the middle of it was like a rope seal almost, because it was just so dried out. I wish I grabbed a piece, but I laid it down somewhere else. Oh no, here it is, right here. So this thing here is the outside part of the seal. Everything was just turning to nothing, and this would not pop out. I forced a screwdriver in here. I feel like I'm marking up the case, but it would not let go. Now you can see this is like cut down. That is because I bought because this is a slightly over 3/4 of an inch. I bought a 3/4 inch hole saw, and this has a hex on it, so I put a 18 millimeter socket on it because that's what fit. And I used a long extension with an impact gun, and I zoom when I took down, you know, this is a good a third of the way down, if not more, compared to this. Yeah. So once I hit it with that, because I had it soaking. Oh my God, I did this like for 3 hours, and today I got it out in maybe 15 minutes. I did have it soaking in WD-40, but I tried hitting it and it wouldn't move. So after I hit it with the what do you call it? The hole saw, and then I hit it with a screwdriver and it turned. So I had since cleaned out that WD-40, and once I re-lubed it with WD-40 and I hit it again, I got it to move even easier. And then I kept going at it until I finally pried it out, and it finally came out. That was the most difficult thing. And I've heard about this with the 125 trannies. Like, they don't like to come out, especially on the car. And you could see, the master cylinder's out, the power booster is out. But like I said, it's going to be a lot easier to work on in the future. Oh, I had this line that I got a dealer part out of fucking... I can't believe I actually found it. But this guy goes all the way around here. It has no... I have the condenser. I have a dealer condenser that I'd gotten. At least I'm pretty sure it's a dealer one. And I got this dealer line right here. And it's a miracle I found it, because you cannot find it again. And you'll be able to make it. But the one that goes with the compressor, which I have a new compressor, I got to make the tube for that. So I got a couple of hoses upstairs that somebody gave me a bunch of hoses. I could probably piece something together and have an aluminum guy TIG weld the thing. But I don't even have the mounts for the thing. I'm going to do that another time. I'm probably going to change the radiators to change it. Maybe not. But I got a set of hoses. I got a water pump. I got an alternator. And I'm probably going to do all that stuff, because I got the 2 oil lines for the oil cooler. I got one, a dealer one, but the other one I can't find. And I may just decide to get it remade and then do all that at once. And see, like, this is the lower radiator hose. I got a dealer one. Because it ends up being it's the same as the other thing. It just cross-referenced. The big difference between this car, and it has Gates hoses. So I have a Gates because I got this number, but I couldn't see the number on the bottom one. I'm curious what they put in there, but this one looks right. But it has a plastic huya right here around the bend, because the vacuum pump goes right up against it. So, and I put new axle seals, and I put new axles. I says, what the fuck am I doing? I might as well do it all. So, yeah, I'm calling it quits for the night, because I was messing with the paint. I got rough stuff in my nose. Oh yeah, I'll do the tranny lines probably, and everything when I do that. Probably before the summer, because I really can't mount the condenser, even though I have the top like loose here. It really doesn't go. You really have to totally remove this to get the condenser in, or if there's a way to get it in, otherwise I'm not quite sure. There's like a little tiny window right there, but you ain't getting in from the top, that's for sure. Maybe unless you take out the whole header panel or something. But this is a very difficult car to work on. I changed the torque converter lockup switch, the side pan gasket. I didn't change the dipstick fucking tube. I forgot about it, and then I realized I had them. I don't even know where the dipstick is on this car. I don't think I unbolted it. If I did, it's around somewhere. Where the hell is it? It's probably staring me in the face somewhere. Maybe I did take it out and I forgot I took it out. But I know I had a dipstick tube somewhere. Dipstick itself. Yeah, but it's going pretty well. I just shoved in a new this is a new speedometer cable. Got to do the dashboard. Boy, it's really rough. I got to rewire that because that's wires are broken on that. So that's about it. I think I got a lot more work to do on here, and I even got interior work with the motors and the door locks and all the dashboard parts. I bought a new what do you call it? Speedometer and whatnot. And a lot of shit apart here. Fucking disaster. For a car I paid $500 for because I wanted a diesel. And I got the hardest one to ever you could possibly work on. And it has rot and there's like rot, like a rust, like looking kind of scary. I gotta clean it up one day. Oh yeah, I really didn't get the right. It probably would work, but I don't have the thing. This thing is leaking, so you can't buy this fucking seal separately, unfortunately. So at least I don't think so. I'm gonna try looking online, but this is the right thing, and that it was leaking. This is the one I got. It's just a little rubber one, which is fine. But if you don't have the little ring that holds it on, I feel leery about putting that in. So that's that. My Buick, I got all the brackets painted. The water pump just black, just so it doesn't because these things get so much rust on them. Even though they cast iron, they like never rust. But I wanted to paint my new bracket that I made and everything, and missed a few spots, but it'll be fine. Just something better than what it is. And once I get all that in the front there, I can put the hoses in at the same time, and hopefully this car's actually coming together more than the Celebrity practically. But got a new power booster for the Celebrity. So I guess that's it. I just wanted to share that. Hopefully this works out better than the way it is. Maybe I have a feeling I'm not gonna bother with the clear, as despite them saying that you can do it. The people at Home Depot told me I can do it. Yeah, it's gonna be and I do it. And severe paint reaction, but then they tell me it's acrylic enamel. That's basically what it's made out of. I don't know if I should put a different type of clear coat, but I really don't know enough about it. I just know, like, I have a bunch of cans of the acrylic lacquer, which I really like the way the lacquer goes on, but it's not really real lacquer, and it washes off eventually. I painted one of my cars with the acrylic lacquer clear, and it basically is yellowing and cracking off. Could be the way I painted the car though. But hopefully this stays like this. Under the light, it looks really good. It's amazing, and it's not, to me, it's not really flat because I guess because of the metallic in it. No matter what, it doesn't. It's satin at best. Which damn it, which that other color, which is the same color cap. They call this one. I thought they said this was satin. Metallic. That's funny.
Hello, Moto.
Oh. It's spam 100 times a day. Or whatever. It says potential spam, but it's like a stupid, what do you call it? Maybe I read it wrong, but it doesn't say flat. It just says oil rubbed bronze. I could swear this said satin, unless I was looking at a different one. But this can was messed up. These cans suck, to be honest. It doesn't. The thing was spraying all over the place. It's all dripping down. But color wasn't right anyway. This other spray can, it was spraying better. But I don't know, just old stuff that gets cold at Home Depot. I don't know if it's showing as smooth as it really looks, but it looks good. It doesn't look like it's flat. It looks pretty nice. The flake really makes a difference. And I guess if I made it clear, you'd really see that flake, which is what I like. But you know what? As far as stock is concerned, I think it'll pass. I wanted that look though. Very, very happy. I like the way it looks. And in a couple of days, I'll give it another coat. I'll get another can. I'll start doing these other little parts. And that's it. So, wish me luck.